There's an article in today's Daily Telegraph that paints a vivid picture of Nigel Farage, something you could pin on your wall, the leader of the Reform UK party. In the middle of his campaign activities, it captures the persona, the public's reaction to him, and his political impact. And Farage is portrayed as a controversial figure, of course, who garners a mixture of admiration, disdain, disrespect, contempt. And the narrative underscores his ability to attract attention and support and opprobrium, to be a divisive character. But it recognizes that among those who support him, he commands deep affection and loyalty. His interaction with his supporters, the excitement he generates during the campaign, the resilience in the face of criticism, the physical assaults, the milkshakes, nothing new, by the way. The milkshakes have been a feature of his campaigning for quite some time. And they highlight his tenacity and his charisma. And the article, the article by Allison Pearson also underscores his contentious statements, particularly regarding geopolitics, immigration, which have sparked both support and backlash. A notable point towards the end of the article is Farage's interaction with Kemi Badenoch, where he describes her as very unpleasant, during a social event, and the anecdote illustrates the friction within right-wing circles and Farage's combative approach towards those people who are, in the end, potential allies. Overall, the article suggests that Farage is a potent political force, unafraid to voice his opinions and to challenge the status quo. I don't know whether it fully deals with the bigger question, which is he a gadfly, or is he a figure who can command political respect? His appeal to a segment of the electorate, particularly those disillusioned with mainstream parties, positions him as a significant player in the broader politics, but it doesn't necessarily highlight him as one of the characters who's going to bubble to the top. He stirs considerable support and controversy, but he's not necessarily the person who people really want. There's a quote again in the article from Dickens. He didn't give the people what they wanted. He wanted what the people wanted. But I'm not sure. Allison says this is the secret of the success of Nigel Paul Farage, but I'm not sure that's necessarily true. And she goes back to his childhood and his time in Dulwich. And she said there's one highly revealing passage in his memoirs when he looks back on himself as a schoolboy. Whenever I encountered interventionist authority, I was at the forefront of the dissidents. Whenever I encountered unthinking acceptance of doctrine, whether about the news or history, I challenged it fiercely. Whatever my own views, I would champion any neglected damsel in distress amongst ideas against the dragons of prejudice. I fought fiercely for anarchy, CND doves and warmongering hawks, Christianity, atheists, the pro and anti-abortion, not pro-choice and not pro-life, feminism, chauvinism. This was not me puppy play fighting. I had discovered in myself a passionate loathing of received opinion. And she says that boy has never grown up. Long may he be a bloody nuisance. But of course, what it means is that he cannot really take control. He cannot really assume authority because he's spent so much of his life being the problem, being the stick in the spokes. he cannot be a spoke himself. He cannot be bespoke, because he wouldn't know how to do that. But as a rabble-rouser, as a demagogue, as a as an orator, a rhetorician, he is almost without compare in British politics at the moment. And he certainly deserves this sort of very lengthy tribute, and well done to Allison for putting that out. But as I say, I don't think she's a little bit too much of a fan to recognize the real force of the personality, I think, and the real limits of his ambition. And of course, the people in the comments section are going to say I'm too biased against Farage to be able to take a clear position myself. Well, I am biased against Farage. I admit that, but I'm also greatly in favour of anybody who can command an audience, and Farage can command an audience. I just don't think that he can command respect as a leader of anything other than a faction. And we wait to see what happens tomorrow if he gets into the House of Commons. Will he make a good constituency MP, or will he see this as an opportunity to climb the ladder still further, and will the door actually be opened to him? Will he be capable of taking control? Because he's not capable of assuming responsibility for the people in Reform UK. He wasn't capable of assuming responsibility for the people in UKIP or Brexit. He has changed his brand and rebranded and ducked the mantle of responsibility at every option, at every opportunity. He just wants to cause trouble. And that's fine. There's room for troublemakers.